Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatter.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Dennis O'Neill on the line, and he's president over at Biomedican. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Adam. I'm excited to be on the show. Thank you.
Oh, well, we have a great topic today, so we'll talk about cannabis therapeutics for health and wellness and some of the pivotal work that your team over at Biomedican is doing. And just to get us started, I'll start with our signature question. So, Dennis, we at Mission Matters, we amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. So that's our mission here. Dennis, what mission matters to you?
What mission matters to Biomedican is that we're out to provide the highest quality, lowest cost cannabinoid therapeutics in the world, making cannabinoid therapeutics and all the different specific medical conditions that we address, and to make them as highest quality and as affordable so millions of people across the world can afford the benefits of these cannabinoid therapeutics.
Fantastic. Love bringing mission-based entrepreneurs on the line. And let's just start there. So Biomedican. So tell us a little bit more about the company.
Sure. Biomedican is a biosynthesis platform. So it's a biotech company where we produce rare cannabinoids through a patented biosynthesis process. And we're able to produce 99% pharmaceutical-grade cannabinoids that are bioorganic, non-GMO, zero toxins and contaminants. We're able to do it at 70 to 90% less cost. And we utilize 90% less energy and natural resources than cultivators, which makes us a green or a sustainability project as well.
Man, that's a big deal. And those cost savings, I mean, that's significant. So, what do you think the implications of this could have just for the market and in general? Because I feel like this is a game changer to lower costs on production like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a multitude of different impact points that we hit. Number one is that anytime that you're growing a cannabis plant, you have variants. So every plant, every season is different, kind of like every wine season is different. And for major large global brands and just for quality control for consumers, we produce a bioidentical molecule that's the exact same molecule every single time. We're able to do this for $1 or less per gram. And typically, the cost per gram for rare cannabinoids goes anywhere from $8 to over $100 a gram. So we're going to be able to collapse the prices across the board, so that people will be able to access the health benefits of these rare cannabinoids for significantly less money. Which means that if it becomes more affordable for tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people around the world, that means that we're going to start seeing a wave of natural health wellness being accessed because we've developed this patented technology.
That's amazing. And so what kind of feedback have you heard, in the industry, just on the technology and on what you're doing just overall?
I mean, it's been 100% supportive. I mean, the cultivators understand that these rare cannabinoids typically show up at, less than 1% in the plant. So it's not viable for them to be able to produce, these rare cannabinoids, like CBG is a little bit higher, but THCV, CBN, THCA, and all these other rare cannabinoids come out in very, very trace amounts. So it's really, really not economically viable as a cultivator to be able to, mass produce cannabis and just only use, less than 1% of the plant. So they're excited. The CBD retailers, the nutraceutical companies, the consumer packaging good companies and beverage companies, the cosmetics companies, they're all super excited about what we're doing, very simply because that we're able to produce a super high quality, a consistent product, and at significantly less cost. And one of the major key components of what we do, which is different than almost everybody else in the world, is that all the regulations in Europe, in the U.S., in Canada around cannabis is if you touch the plant or if you produce THC in any quantity. And we utilize a specialized yeast, which is called Yario leptolytica, which we've just got patent notification on from the U.S. Patent Office. So we do not touch the plant, and we produce 0.0% THC. So what this makes us is outside of all the federal, state regulations in the U.S., Canada, and Europe. So it makes it, our distribution model makes it much more easier and wider to go into. We just have to do a new ingredient certification, but that's much easier than dealing with all these cannabis laws.
So that being said, a lot of people that are listening to this and investing in different areas of the supply chain for the overall just cannabis market in general. You've been in the business for a long time. Obviously, you're pioneering things. Like, what do you think about just investors and trends and thinking about how to spot those trends earlier on from your vantage point? And again, I know we could talk about this for hours, but just some general thoughts on that. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's different things that different sectors of the market. I mean, if you're looking for grow technology for smoking cannabis or for CBD, that's one side of the market. I don't think that will ever be a biosynthesis model. Mm-hmm. But obviously, what you have to do is that all markets are driven by technology. No matter what kind of market you're in. And basically, it's all about driving higher quality and lower costs across the board, no matter what sector of the market that you're actually participating in. So basically, it's new technologies that are impacting the market in a significant way, that have third-party credibility and third-party validation, because you can make the claims, but you have to be able to validate those claims. And there's a lot of people making claims. Not a lot of people can validate them.
No, that's amazing. So again, being in the industry so long, I have to ask this question. What are some of the lessons you've learned in growing a biotech startup within the cannabinoid industry?
Well, first and foremost is that you have to understand, when you're a biotech company, everything is driven around your patents, and whatever path that you pick up front, mm-hmm. that is so critically important, because you are stuck on that path. And for us,
pick a lane. Pick a lane, right?
You got to pick a lane, and this is what ends up happening. We ended up picking a lane that takes us through A through Z, soup to nuts, to be able to biosynthesize rare cannabinoids without licensing or using anybody else's technology. And what happens with all of our competitors is that they have to utilize other people's technologies for licensing, and they have to find workarounds so that they're not tripping on our patent or other people's patents. So, I mean, we're able to, as an analogy, we can drive from Chicago to LA direct. Our competitors have to drive down to Dallas first, then up to Seattle, and then get to LA. And as you know, that is a lot more time and money that is wasted. And if you're trying to compete with somebody in a race that has a direct path and you're doing this big zigzag, you're going to be in a very, very weak spot. The second part is that you have to understand that, a hard lesson that we learned is that, we have to rely on suppliers for very, very specialized equipment, to be able to produce our rare cannabinoids. And we actually had a supply agreement with a company out of China that ended up during COVID being shut down 3 times for over a month each time. So we ended up with major delays on some of our equipment. So just because it's cheaper and it seems high quality, you have to factor in that if you run into these delays, that impacts your business as well. So, and then I think the third part is that raising capital is very, very difficult and challenging, especially for a biotech company. 99% of the people out there don't understand it well enough to be able to invest into it. And then the 1% that do understand it, many of them understand it so well because they've made bad investments in the past. So it's tricky to raise capital in these markets, although that we've successfully done that. We have an angel investor, Eugene Fuchsman, he was one of the top executives from WhatsApp that invested in our company. Now we have Doug Hanna, which is the managing director of Silverleaf, which is one of the most active and successful venture capital funds in cannabis. And he actually invested personally into us. And he was able to validate or look at every single biosynthesis technology out there. And he thought ours was the best. And that's the reason why he made the investment.
That's awesome. What a story, Dennis. Really, really exciting stuff that you're bringing us today, and I'm excited to follow the company and follow your plans. So I just have to ask. So what's next? Like, what's next for the company? I know you got a lot going on, but what's next? What's exciting you right now?
Right now we just got our patent, our initial patent notification approval from the patent office. So
it's amazing. Congratulations, by the way. That's a big deal. That's like you said, live and die by that in your industry.
That walls off a lot of people. A lot of people are violating our patent, so they're going to pay a big price for that. We're in pilot scale production now. We're going into large scale production in early 2022. So we're going to come out of the box with CBG, CBGA, and THCV, THCVA, and CBG has the benefits of helping treat pain, inflammation, IBS, glaucoma, Huntington's disease, antibacterial property, helps fight cancer. And THCV is an appetite suppressant, which helps with obesity and diabetes. It reduces blood sugar levels, reduces inflammation. It's a bone stimulant. It reduces anxiety, so it helps with PFCD. And it's a neuroprotectant, and it's shown to significantly help people with Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. So we are going into global distribution agreements here within the next couple of months, and we're raising money now, and we should be in the market by, I'd say, second half of 2022 with significant profit and revenues.
Fantastic. So, Dennis, if somebody's watching this right now or listening to this and they want to learn more and just follow the journey of Biomedican and what you're doing and even look at the products that are coming, I mean, what's the best way for people to follow up and to learn about the brand?
Just go to biomedican.com, BOIMEDICAN.com. Fill out the contact button there. We'll put you on our monthly newsletter. Or if you'd like, you can go to WeFunder and search under Biomedican. We've opened up a very small round for individual investors because we've had over 50 articles published on us, everywhere from Forbes to Bloomberg to NASDAQ. And we had all these individual investors that were begging us to invest in the company, but they weren't accredited. So the only way for us to be able to make this, opportunity available to them was to open up a crowdfunding campaign. So we've opened it up. We've got $262,000 in the account so far. We're going to shut it down here shortly. And we just wanted to open it up so that, the smaller guys at least get a chance at these investments. They typically never do.
Fantastic. Well, Dennis, again, thank you for coming on the show today and sharing more about, your journey in the industry and also what Biomedican is doing. So great stuff there. Love bringing mission-based entrepreneurs onto the show. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Definitely want to keep you informed and want you to catch many of the more mission-based entrepreneurs that we have coming up for you. Don't want you to miss a thing. And Dennis, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Adam. It's been a pleasure on my end too.